city located in the West Midlands region of England. It is the second largest city in the region after Birmingham. Coventry is known as the city of peace and reconciliation. In the mid-70s, the city finally came to a point of accepting racial integration and acceptance among others. The city really was a city of peace and reconciliation. This was an era of punk rock, mod, and of course, two-tone.
Should have been our next single, but they wouldn't play it on the radio. It's called Too Much Too Young. You've done too much, much too young. You're married with a kid when you could be having fun with me. Oh, no, don't give me no more business.
Possibly the biggest band of the two-tone era is The Specials. The Specials are a band that formed in 1977 by songwriter and keyboard player Jerry Dammers, vocalist Tim Strickland, guitar player and vocalist Linval Golding, bass player Horace Panter, and drummer Silverton Hutchinson. Strickland was replaced by Terry Hall shortly after the band's formation. The band was first called The Automatics, then The Coventry Automatics. Vocalist Neville Staple and guitarist Roddy Byles joined the band the following year, and the band changed its name to The Special AKA. Joe Strummer of The Clash attended one of their concerts and invited The Special AKA to open up for his band in their On Parole UK tour. This performance gave The Special AKA a new level of national exposure, and they briefly shared The Clash's management. In 1979, shortly after drummer Hutchinson left the band to be replaced by John Bradbury, Dammers formed the Two-Tone Records label and released the band's debut single, Gangsters, a reworking of Prince Buster's Al Capone. The record became a top 10 hit that summer. The band had begun wearing mod, rude boy, skinhead-style two-tone tonic suits, along with other elements of late 1960s teen fashions. Changing their name to The Specials, they recorded their debut album, The Specials, in 1979, produced by Elvis Costello. The canal basin in Coventry is where this very album's artwork came from. The Specials and other bands alike are now commemorated in Coventry. The influence from these bands have spread out to some of the local bands. I headed down to the Coventry Music Museum, which showcases Coventry music from both the past and the present. The majority of this music showcased is two-tone music from the past. This is set in the Two-Tone Central. I did an interview with Pete Chambers, the owner of the Coventry Music Museum.
Why did we start it? Well, really, it's a long journey. It started when a couple of friends of mine were approached by this Japanese couple in Coventry City Centre who wanted to know where the two-tone was, and obviously my friend had to say, well, there isn't any, you know, and they were aware of this global brand obviously, and we weren't, and I thought that was an awful way to be, this city that had created two-tone. So from then on it sort of planted the seed really to do something about it. So that's kind of like where it started from. We went from there to the Two-Tone Trail, which obviously, as it says, is a trail around Coventry City Centre, all the pertinent sites in the history of the two-tone movement and where it began and where they played and where they drank. And it went from there, but the ultimate dream was always to have a museum, and we had one at Coventry University, Two-Tone Central, which was just about two-tone, and then we had to move because obviously they'd started restructuring the CUSU, and so here we are, we came here, and of course it's about all types of music from Coventry and Warwickshire, not just two-tone. Well, it's the inspiration to start the museum was obviously about the rich source of music history that we have in the city, and I'm always keen to point out it's not just about two-tone music. You know, we've been going right back. I mean, we go back into the beyond the Coventry Carol. You know, it's always funny when we get people coming here and they say, this is my decade, and I know what they mean. They're talking about the 80s, but we're far more than the 80s. You know, we go back to the Roman occupation right up to Artist of the Month, you know, celebrating bands that are around at the moment. So that's really my inspiration. It's so exciting to me and to a lot of other people. There is great music scene that's come out of this city, and it continues, and you know, that's why we do this, and that's why we do this for free. You know, we give up our time because we love being here. Right, okay, well the museum has really affected my life in a good way. We're here, myself and my wife, Thursdays to Sunday. We do it, as I say, we do it for free. I'm not complaining, nobody's put a gun to my head. We do it because we love it. How's it affected my life? Well, we used to have, I'm a freelance journalist, I write for the Coventry Telegraph and do the music column. So I tended to work from home. So we had like the whole week really, and in the evenings I was doing my writing. But now of course it's Thursdays to Sunday, we're here, so it's kind of like trying to catch up and squeeze everything that you would do in a whole week into 3 days. But having said that, we're finding that we're still in here doing stuff for the museum half the time on a Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday. I mean, this Wednesday we came in here to do some sorting out because we are expanding next door, so we need a lot of sorting out to do. And 2 ladies arrived from America. We could hardly say, well, we're here, but you can't come in, come back again tomorrow, when obviously they couldn't. So we opened up. That's what we do, because we love it. Right, well, it's we're 18 months down the line, so it's still quite new. Well, the museum probably hasn't changed massively since we started, but it's about to. As I say, this area here, which is just out of shot, I imagine, on the camera, we're going to break on through to the other side, and we've acquired them next door, so we've got more galleries to go in there, including a whole room dedicated to temporary exhibitions, which will be fantastic as opposed to the small little alcove we've got at the moment. So yeah, that's going to be the major change. But yeah, over the 18 months we've had nearly 6,000 visitors from 39 countries all over the world. We've been #1 on TripAdvisor. We're still there, #1 for like 15 months solid. #1 of attractions in Coventry, ahead of the Transport Museum, the Herbert and the Cathedral, which are all great places in the city which we love, and we always advertise, of course, and we all work together. But it's nice for us, you know, to get that, and it's our little bit of glory, and we love it. Right, the support's been absolutely wonderful, as you can probably see when you've been walking around, that so many of the items have been loaned by the bands themselves. You know, we just get so much support, and it's great. I mean, this museum is really been built on kindness and goodwill from people. They realise what we're doing and they want to be part of that. In fact, it's funny, you know, there's some musicians, I mean most of them I know in the city, but there's the occasional one say, well, what are you going to do with it? Why do you want to borrow that off me, and where's it going to go? And then when they come in and see the vision, it's like, I want you to have this, I want this to go in the museum, because they see what we're doing, we see we're showcasing their history. So it's a wonderful thing, and you know, it's great, you know, that there's artists that people wouldn't know about, but they're getting their own little bit of glory in here because we're telling their story, and that's what it's about. It's telling stories in the museum of people you wouldn't necessarily know. We're like, at the moment, our temporary exhibition is about a guy called Tony Clark, who, when you say Tony Clark, Coventry guy, doesn't mean much. You say he's produced all the Moody Blues albums, you know, all the Moody Blues albums, then of course it's a completely different thing, you know, probably one of the greatest songs ever written, Nights in White Satin. Well, a Coventry guy was behind that, and irrespective of what you think about prog rock, a Coventry guy and the Moody Blues, I think it's fair to say they kind of like originated prog rock, so he's had a hand in that as well, so we're quite proud of that.
This is Rooted and Booted, a young local band with reggae, dub, ska and punk influence. I never got the chance to interview Rooted and Booted due to different time schedules, unfortunately. Rooted and Booted have played at Two-Tone Central a few times, as well as many other venues across Coventry and the surrounding area. This band have certainly been taken off this year and have started to play across the country.
Right. Okay, well, we'd like to think it has affected the music scene. Obviously we have Artists of the Month here, so that showcase is actually every 2 months, but there's not an easy way of saying that, so we call it Artists of the Month. But every 2 months an artist that's around at the moment, we showcase them, and they do a sounding off like I interview them and they play a little acoustic set. So that's really I think finding its legs in the local scene. One of the things we'll do when we open up next door, we've got Brodie Swain on board, who does a lot for new music. We're having an area dedicated to new music, a couple of massive poster boards where everybody can come in and put up their information, and so we're hoping to get more of the scene. Obviously I think there's still some of the younger bands that might not know what we're doing here, or might think, hey, it's just about Two-Tone, but it's not just about Two-Tone. Obviously it's about every band that makes music, every artist that makes music in the city and the area. We want them to come here and we want to celebrate their music. Well, obviously we're expanding, so the future goals are, keeping to our business plan and expand, get more and more people in, and just sort of carry on what we're doing. But lots more ideas. We've got a massive project coming up very soon that we can't talk about at the moment, but that's going to very much define Coventry music. And it's all based from the museum, so that's going to be good. So just following the business plan and keep on keeping on, as they say in the rock and roll world. Right, well, the Coventry Music Museum is open Thursdays to Sundays. At the moment it's £2 to get in for adults, £1 for children, but when we open up the new area it'll be £3 for adults, £2 concession for students, and senior citizens and £1 for children. So do come along, because everybody that comes along really buys into what we're doing here. As I say, it's done for the music, we don't get paid for this, we do it purely for the love of the music, and hopefully when you come around you'll see that. And we're in Ball Hill, just off. If you find the pedestrian crossing on Ball Hill, you see a big metal gate, go down that little courtyard and we're down there, so that's where you find us.
In my time finding another piece of Coventry's history, this is what I came across when I was looking for two-tone music, where it was and where it is now. Thank you for watching.
Going out to all you ganja smoker, I won't promote drugs. Understand me? You think that I am crazy? You put it down to the haze from back in the days when my blazing was free. You can never understand me. You think that I am crazy? What a crazy calamity! Ain't the most of the majority. Choco! Yeah. Spark up, shock out. Yeah. That's a mad sensei brain. Got a mad sensei brain. Got a mad sensei brain. Got a mad sensei brain. Ah, wow. Sticky, icky. Wow. Drum and bass. Yeah. Sticky, icky. Smoking down the streets, avenues and the lanes. What I smoke is potent, what I smoke will wreck a train. Rope up that dope, crop up that Mary Jane. No matter the strain, it's a good for my brain. High as a kite, faster than aeroplane. In it for the green, so you can keep your fame. Lawyers, doctors, politicians all stay the same. Ganja they blame, but it's good for my brain. Spark up, shut out. brain. To the mad sensei brain. To the mad sensei brain. Mad sensei, mad sensei, mad sensei, mad sensei brain. Ah, wow. Yo man, someone pass me the Rizzler, man. Sticky icky icky. Sticky icky icky. Double the sticky icky icky. Double the sticky icky icky. Swing my brain, no cocaine. I don't wanna go insane. Swing my brain, no cocaine. I don't wanna go insane. Oh no, we sensei, we on that, we sensei. Oh no, we sensei, we on that, we. Oh no, we sensei, we on that, we sensei. Oh no, we sensei, we on that, we. Under my sensei, I'm under my sensei. Under my sensei, I'm under me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Under we sensei, we under. Mad sensei, mad sensei, mad sensei. Wah, ha, 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 hey. You're a beautiful crowd.